You ever have a moment where your whole world just cracks open? Like, 1 second you're living your life, thinking you know who you are, and then boom, Samion drops a truth bomb that blows everything to pieces? That's what happened to Jake Carter, a 22-year-old kid from Manhattan's Upper East Side, sitting in the fanciest restaurant in town, Celeste's, on his birthday, when a waitress named Sarah walked up and said 3 words that changed everything. "I'm your mom." Picture this. Celeste is dripping with money, chandeliers sparkling like they're made of stars, wine glasses clinking, the kind of place where a salad costs more than your phone bill. Jake's there with his parents, Victor and Lillian Monroe, real estate royalty, the kind of people who own half the city skyline. Victor's got this larger-than-life laugh, telling stories about his latest deal, Lillian's all elegance, diamonds flashing on her neck, and Jake's just soaking it in, the golden boy, Yale lacrosse star, their pride and joy. Across the room, Sarah's balancing plates, her hands shaking, her heart pounding like it's trying to break free. She's nobody to these people, just another face in the service industry, but she's been carrying a secret for 22 years, a secret that's been eating her alive. See, Sarah was 17 when she had Jake, alone in a cold hospital room upstate, scared out of her mind. A shady adoption agency swooped in, promising her baby a better life, handing her a stack of cash and a contract she could barely read through her tears. They told her he'd be loved, and looking at Jake now, laughing with his parents, she knows they didn't lie about that. But that love was built on a lie she can't stomach anymore. 2 months ago, she found a locket in her late mom's things, a tiny photo of her holding a newborn Jake, his birth date scratched on the back, August 10, 2003. That locket was like a grenade, and tonight, she's pulling the pin. She walks to their table, champagne bottle in hand, her reflection in the silver bucket looking like a ghost. Victor waves her over, just to top up, "Thanks," but Sarah's not here for that. She sets the bottle down, looks straight at Jake, and says, "I'm your mom." The room goes dead quiet, like someone hit pause on the world. Jake's face is all confusion, his hazel eyes, her eyes searching hers. Lillian lets out this sharp, nasty laugh. "Oh, sweetheart, too much of the cheap wine?" Victor's already calling for security, but Jake's frozen, staring at Sarah, because she mentioned something nobody should know. A tiny star-shaped birthmark behind his ear, a detail she traced with her finger 22 years ago. Security drags Sarah out, her pleading eyes locked on Jake as Lillian snaps. She's a grifter, darling, fishing for a payout. But Jake's not so sure. Back at their penthouse, the air's thick with tension. Lillian's pacing, her voice like ice. "How dare that trash ruin your birthday?" Victor's barking about lawsuits, but Jake's stuck on that birthmark. "How'd she know, Mom?" he asks, and Lillian's quick with, "Oh, probably some old nanny we fired," feeding her lies. Jake demands his birth certificate, and Victor pulls it from a safe, all official, Lillian's name right there as his mother. But the paper feels too crisp, the ink too perfect, and Jake's gut is screaming that something's off. He can't let it go. The next day, he tracks Sarah down to a rundown apartment in Brooklyn. She's not what he expected, not a schemer, just a tired woman with kind eyes and a story that cuts like a knife. She tells him about being 16, pregnant, abandoned, sent to a home for unwed mothers where a woman from Seraphine Adoption promised her baby a fairy tale life. She got $10,000 and a bus ticket. The agency vanished. Jake's head is spinning, but then Sarah mentions the clinic, the isolation, the 10 minutes she held him, kissing that star-shaped mark. It's too real, too raw. Jake needs more. Sarah helps him dig, and they find Margaret Klein, the Monroe's old nanny, in a quiet Queens suburb. Margaret's 78, her hands shaky as she pours tea, but her memory's sharp. "I knew you weren't hers," she says, her voice heavy. She tells them Lillian was never pregnant, no doctor visits, no morning sickness, just a perfect performance. Jake arrived in a wicker basket, delivered by a stranger at midnight, while Victor was away on business. Margaret overheard them years later, Lillian crying. "It was the only way, Victor Dar. Reynolds said you couldn't have kids." Victor's reply was broken. "God forgive me, I know." That night, Jake storms back to the penthouse, armed with Margaret's words. "You bought me," he says, voice low, lethal. Lillian's face twists. "We gave you everything. You ungrateful brat. Victor crumbles, admitting the truth. His infertility, the shame, the lie they built to save his legacy. Lillian's venom turns on Jake. If you believe that nobody, get out. And he does, walking away from the only life he's known, the elevator doors closing like a final curtain. Weeks later, Jake's crashing on Sarah's couch, learning her world black coffee, off-key humming, a life of quiet grit. They're strangers, but they're family, building something real. Victor offers a settlement millions for silence, but Jake demands the truth go public. A press release calls him Victor's biological son, a half-truth that buries Lillian's role. She flees to their Swiss chalet, a queen in exile. Jake starts a foundation with the money, helping young moms like Sarah, and changes his name to Jake Larson. One fall day, they're in Central Park, hot dogs in hand, the city alive around them. Jake asks, "You ever hate her?" Sarah chews, thoughtful. "Used to, but she's just a woman who thought money could fix her fears. I pity her she lost you." Jake takes her hand. "She didn't make me who I am. You did." Truth's a funny thing, it can tear you apart, but it can also set you free. What would you do if you were Jake, caught between a lie that gave you everything and a truth that cost you it all? Drop your thoughts in the comments, share this story if it hit you, and subscribe for more real-life dramas that make you question what family really means.